Welcome everybody to another OGN Apex match review with Jamerson. Now we're moving on to KongDoo Panthera versus Rogue. This is one I've been wanting to see since I saw the groups announced. Actually, just all of Group A. Every single match in Group A was going to be amazing. So now both of these teams, you know, a pretty good background. KongDoo Panthera, as we saw with KongDoo Uncia, their sister team, they did have some roster swaps in between, but I do believe Panthera lineup ended up looking really strong. Now Rogue, of course, one of the heavy favorites, one of two Western invites. They've won a plethora of tournaments in the past few months, and now here they are to really cement that they're one of the best teams in the world. Our first map is going to be Oasis. We saw Oasis earlier, and so let's go ahead and push forward and see what kind of setups both teams favor. Oh boy, that looks horrible on stream.
I guess, yeah, we'll give them that. We'll say that they're severely handsome. Why not? Yeah, I like it a lot. But we've got relatively.
All right. So Rogue are going to go for that 2-2-2. Nico opting to not go for the Genji instead. He's going to be picking up that Diva. I honestly think this is one of those compositions that the Koreans really did popularize, but they're still going very dive heavy. Now AKM, Unko, and Wins really do have to stick together, stay alive. And it's generally basically a mirrored composition, with the exception that Luffy is going to be on Ana while Unko is on Zenyatta. So we have to remember that these Zenyatas are really good. They end up being like a tertiary DPS slot, right? Rather than a support role. They also help teams really focus down, buckle down on their target calling, which is going to be a bit more difficult on KongDoo Panthera's side because, well, they don't have a Zenyatta, they don't have an Orb of Discord. They just have to make sure they're calling out who they're focusing down together. Now, the nice thing about this side for KongDoo Panthera, their backline's a little bit vulnerable. They don't have as much DPS back there to try and deal with anyone getting into the back, but it's still Ana and Lucio. They're super strong together. The biggest strength is going to be the synergies between ultimates. So Luffy has the choice of putting on either the nano boost onto either Fissure or Rascal in this situation. Anytime Nico's out of his mech, expect it to go onto Rascal. If Rascal has this and Fissure has this, Rascal's going to get it first if Nico's out of his mech. If Nico's not out of his mech, expect it to go onto Fissure.
Very surprised that we actually don't see any Sombra starting things off here on the side of University. So
that's not surprising at all. Neither team really runs it.
Build up those pulse bombs as best as possible. KongDoo Panthera wrapping around onto the high ground for now as they wait for that point to unlock. Rogue just going to be operating down on the low. Getting some decent poke.
Okay, there we go. Unko already getting the first frag onto Waka Waka, but they're being really pressured. Huh. I'm surprised that they haven't gotten more kills yet on the side of KongDoo Panthera. There we go. Birdwing finally gets him out of the mech. Didn't get the health back. There we go. He's fine. Unko. Second time where he just immediately takes out this Lucio. Tactical Advisor coming up from AKM in response to Rascals. And a sound barrier. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So, like, neither side had the point anyhow. Nano Boost and Visor committed on the side of KongDoo Panthera in hopes of possibly winning that team fight. But that forced Rogue to go ahead and use their sound barrier along with their own. And then, of course, Soon has used his, but that's a non-factor. It's Soon on Tracer. He's going to get it very quickly. Now, the major issue and why that's important, that most importantly, that the sound barrier was taken out of that last fight, was that Waka Waka died twice. Unko took him out twice. Unko killed him twice, and so now Waka Waka only has 40% towards his ultimate. So they needed to, fix that discrepancy. And so by doing that, forcing out those ultimates, pretty good.
Picked up by Rogue. Can they hold on to it is the question. We do have Birdring respawning now with the pulse bomb available.
Really hard fought to get control over that first one. And Rogue do end up coming out on top. AKM, that was one of the fastest attack visors that I've seen in a while.
So quick.
It's not that
Built that up very nicely, so good poking out from him.
when there's a Diva and a Winston, the 76s build it up pretty quickly.
Now already up to 21%. KongDoo Panthera just getting themselves back in position.
Transcendence forced out by Unko.
Transcendence has already come out from Unko.
Void's just dropping low.
Usage of that one.
Luffy's about to die. Oh, nice pulse bomb. Birdring was so patient with that. No, that's a 1-for-1 trade though. 2-for-1.
Both of these supports falling down. Helix Rocket's gonna take down Fish Rock to the side.
Self-destruct was odd.
Unharassed.
Oh, Soon almost got the kill. Or almost died. I'm surprised that Rogue are winning this because KongDoo Panthera are the ones that have been applying pressure onto Rogue and forcing them back. And Rogue have been playing a lot more defensively, especially with Nico on the Diva.
Further capitalization, just getting rid of the Zenyatta. No follow-up means that KongDoo Panthera can't really push back in. And Rascal, not able to contest that point.
Yeah, 4 ultimates for them. Nothing to really try and shut down AKM at this point. Waka Waka is getting close to his sound barrier, but it's all going to be down to Voids to block it. But Rogue have everything to win this first point.
On the high ground, build up as best as he possibly can. Almost has another attack visor ready to go. Maybe that's the opening for them if they can couple it with a nano boost.
Oh boy. Okay, cool. They at least force him out of position, and Fissure got a kill, but never mind. It's already over. Oh, 2 for 2. Okay. Never mind. Rogue are gonna be able to hold on to this. AKM didn't need to use visor there.
He can bring that out when he gets back here, but it might just be too little too late as we're up to 95% already.
Yeah, they're gonna pop everything, but
Yeah.
coming through, finds Waka Waka and Rascal. Birdring answers with one, finds Unko, but a triple kill for Soon, who is just destroying on that Tracer at the moment. Into overtime we go. Nano boost down onto Fissure with the Primal Rage as he tries to buy time.
It's most definitely desperation now coming out of Panthera, and you can see Rogue just playing.
No way, Fissure.
Fissure grabs a couple with this Primal Rage.
To have the recap here.
They are going to be able to
Full kill for Soon.
ready. Rascal has the tack visor. He can bring that out
Right.
when he gets back here, but it might just be too little too late as we're up to 95% already.
Yeah, they're gonna pop everything, but it's
Oh
the double
my
pulse bomb.
God.
What did pulse bomb do?
Waka Waka and Rascal. Birdring answers with one, finds Unko.
It just Fissure comes up a huge hero. He finally got the nano boost.
Tracer at the moment. Into overtime we go. Nano boost down onto Fissure with the Primal Rage as he tries to buy time.
It's most
That's nuts. Fissure getting a triple kill.
I mean, despite that pick coming through from Soon, as he does keep himself alive, almost went down there, but it was really the nano boost on the Winston to help buy time. Primal Rage on top of it means that he can just stay in there for so very long, and they pick off Rogue.
Oh boy. Rascal almost dropped to Unko again. Well, I say again, Unko's killing a lot of people.
If they want to take this first round on Oasis.
Rogue is so good at coordinating once they have those ultimates, and now they've got so much time to work with. They can have the perfect timing to try and get this point as best they can.
Transcendence comes out from Unko.
Throwing that one down as Birdring.
That should be them winning it.
Flies out.
Yeah.
Now Rogue are fighting back. That's 3 picks already as Void takes down AKM.
He gets knocked onto the back and he falls, so this is just going to be Rogue.
And there's no Fissure here.
They will be coming out victorious as that overtime. Yeah, that Overwatch time. It can be technically
Everyone.
Oh, they're so cute. Hold on, let's go back.
So they lose out on University.
No. Okay, whatever.
One more win as Rogue picks up that first map. Sets themselves up for success.
Alright, so it's going to be KongDoo Panthera actually going for the pharmacy. Basically keeping everything the same. Rogue haven't swapped their lineup. Now, this is where it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Rogue. I think Bird Ring on this map is going to be able to open up a lot more than he did on University. Just depends on how like Rogue play this. Unko's going to be a little bit out of position. I want to see Rascal actually focus him down first. If he can take out Unko, then KongDoo Panthera just win this.
See whether they can keep on this one. Is now Rascal switched over to the Farah. We've got the pharmacy composition coming out. Pretty standard stuff, but it's with the 2-2-2 composition instead of that triple tank.
Oh boy.
Sorry, triple DPS. Been seeing a little bit more with the pharmacy.
Oh.
Ripped out of the sky. AKM.
Good job coming up from AKM. Nice wraparound play.
One of the things that I wasn't too convinced from with their first performance was AKM on the Farah, but showing, you know, he doesn't even need it to try to go toe-to-toe. The soldier is more than perfect. Just snipe him out of the sky. Comes up with that first blood, and this is going to establish Rogue very early in onto the point. Fisher trading back one. He takes out Soon, but he's going to lose his life at the same time. And first cap comes through from Rogue, and this is looking a bit reminiscent of University. Yeah, although this was even faster, Achilleos. Dangerous times for KongDoo Panthera, who really do need to get victories here. Maybe they're setting themselves up for that reverse sweep that we were talking about, but that's not a position you ever want to put yourself in as any team. And maybe Rogue are now starting to answer some of the questions that we have had for them as well. I mean, how dominant are they going to be really when they head into...
Oh.
If he got a stick, that would have been amazing. But
Oh, Waka. Dude.
yeah, he's just way too distracted, just trying to poke out. He's trying to go DPS Lucio, but instead he gets taken out. So stick doesn't matter.
No, I think Waka's just kind of bad.
That's just gonna hold KongDoo Panthera even further.
Soon just looks to be able to do anything that he wants.
I mean,
Pops up to the jump pad, but it looks like this battle he might actually win. Oh, as he gets another go, that's fantastic.
yeah, you can jump even faster. Just recall down to the bottom, come back in, jump back up.
Oh, they're just gonna try and stagger this diva back as much as possible.
Yep, get
Jumps
the kill in
himself
the end.
off the edge.
So I mean, lots of ultimates available right now for KongDoo. They almost have a fifth one ready with the barrage getting ready to come up here for them. But
One of the bigger issues is that Waka is still having so much difficulty actually just getting his ultimate. He's at 60%. Wins he's been sitting on his for a little bit now.
seem like they can take care of them through the ultimates without having to expend too many of their own.
This time they don't have like a nano boost fissure to deal with anything. And oh boy, AKM.
No one to protect them, and Luffy
Where
goes
was
down
Void?
right off the bat. No res available. Fisher will fall. Transcendence does get popped down here from the side of Unko, but they are just going to rip right through.
Once again.
They lose wins. That's it. The barrage, which took
What can you
so
say?
long to build up,
AKM just getting in position. There's like so many people to worry about on side of Rogue.
Way back onto the point. It's about to be 99%.
Waka.
Rogue looking to have that 2-0 round
The map is almost over and he hasn't built up his sound barrier yet.
Jump into the primal rage and try and do
He needs
what
to stop
can
dying.
to stop this one up. He gets one of the kills, but goes down pretty quickly.
Fisher's trying his
Now it's
best.
about stall. Can
He's playing pretty fucking nuts.
where they can have everyone
Rez, just to get Waka up, and that's going to give them the sound barrier to be able to fight back into this.
Can they get the flip though? As Rascal does have
Like, imagine if Waka had just not died,
Yeah, it's buying them some time as they poke back.
right? If Waka had just not died, then Luffy didn't have to use that Resurrect to be able to get a sound barrier off and fight into that.
Rascal finds Unko.
Okay.
That's a cheeky little play forward.
very cute.
Nice environmental kill.
A couple extra seconds here before that respawn.
All those seconds are important, Achilleos. I mean, they've got to try and wait another 80% on this point. And if Rogue get any sort of flip, you have a feeling that it is going to just be it.
Oh, he went for another one.
Doesn't quite get it. Fool me once. Not gonna have the second one there for Unko.
Well, now Rascal still hunting for targets as Rogue are regrouping now off to the side. Birdring being annoying, as traces generally do.
It's very deep into the back line, trying to get rid of Unko yet again, but doesn't quite find it.
Has a pulse bomb available, but he's going down very, very low. You can see AKM so good at tracking all of these targets. And Rascal is going to
Yeah.
once again. I mean, it's a perfect example.
Like I said, Pharmacy's not hard to deal with if everyone focuses him down.
Bring that Farah back up. They do lose AKM, however,
Oh
so
boy,
Void
Waka's about to die again.
Bomb comes through, not gonna get a kill.
Yeah, Waka unfortunately going to be taken out here as well as the Primal Rage has been thrown down by Fisher. 60% now on this point for KongDoo Panthera.
Like, the thing is, Rogue, they're not even like
Hold on to this one. They should be able to do
focus
so.
firing. They're just
Gonna get taken down
getting
by
individual
Fisher.
picks.
As well. As soon as
Each
he
person
gets
just
the
solo,
trade,
one by one. Rascal just comes in with a huge play though,
able to answer back.
forcing back Rogue.
Kills himself
1v1, but then loses out. Actually, the barrier, I believe, coming down from Nox, placed right in front of him, means that the explosions from his own barrage kills him. So a very nice little 1v1 play there from the side of Nox, but ultimately Rogue are now losing out on these exchanges. They have that attack visor ready to go, but they have to also get through the res of Luffy, which with limited ultimates available for Rogue could be so crucial. If he can
Trying to find that spot again.
For the Mercy off the bat, that would be a massive opening, but now it's in the double overtime.
Yeah, but Rascal getting targeted once again.
Oh
There's the
boy.
sound visor.
Good sound barrier now, and then immediately rezzing coming out from Luffy. So he's invuln, so he stays alive. That was a good play. As Wins goes down, here comes the self-destruct. Soon goes down. That was a good play coming out from KongDoo Panthera, particularly Luffy. Waka able to finally stay alive so that he can use his sound barrier to actually a really good effect. Not bad. But still, Waka's looking really weak in this matchup. Luffy's doing a really good job on the Mercy so far. But there are a lot of improvements that each player can make individually. I would say particularly, of course, Waka Waka and Bird Ring. But now Rascal is just coming up huge. He's opening up. He's feeling a lot more comfortable. He's landing these shots. AKM is actually going over for the pharmacy themselves. But that's all that's left now. Alright, remember this is Apex, so it goes to, it's a best of 3, so this is map point for both sides.
Yeah, plenty of time to set up positioning as well inside of KongDoo Panthera, and we'll see what Rogue's tactic is for trying to breach this point. As you can see, AKM diving in from the side, looking for those full-on hits. Finding one.
Uncle's getting focused down by Winston right now. There. Oh. Yeah, so that entire time, like I said, a pharmacy can be taken out of the sky by Winston, by Diva, by a Mercy. You just need to continually focus them down, and that's what happened here. If we go back, already, take a look at Unko. You can actually hear it. There it is. The Mercy's getting focused down by the Winston. You can hear the Tesla cannon on top of him right now. And so he backs away. And he falls off the edge, it looks like. And again, Waka Waka dies quickly. But Pharmacy in the sky, taking out the other Pharmacy. Not bad. Oh, he res Waka again. Okay. I missed that. I just thought Waka respawned. That's nuts. This is why I don't want to see Unko on Mercy. I feel he's just so much more useful, as I said, as that tertiary DPS. Good sound barrier coming out from Waka that time, and they're already winning this fight. Wins. He's nowhere near his. Oh, dude.
The tracking from Bird Ring right now is just so on point, following through, getting wins, getting soon. And they take out AKM right at the end.
Panthera look like they've woken up. Like Birdwing was having difficulty just staying alive. I think forcing Unko off of Zenyatta has made a huge difference. That they felt they really didn't need to go for that pharmacy. It's made a huge difference. Forces out a panic ultimate from Wins. Resurrection came out from Unko, and so they'll be able to win this fight. There's like no way. And that's fine. But this next fight, they're gonna have Resurrection, they're gonna have Sound Barrier. Like, AKM's got nothing. You don't want like this next like final team fight just to be primal rage and self-destruct. You don't want to rely upon a prayer to keep you into this, you know?
Now, 99%. Can they do what KongDoo Panthera just did to them on City Center and hold this all the way through?
Oh boy, and once again.
Can they do what KongDoo
Oh.
stayed safe? But
Did he
now,
hit with the rockets?
99%. Can they do what KongDoo
Yep, he did, and then he flew in. Okay, yeah. So Rascal gets a direct onto Unko, and Unko like has to dodge out of there. The Pharah was playing at a really odd angle. Was way too close to the Winston, so Winston was able to just leap on her and finish her off. Dude. Resurrection comes out from Luffy. Waka, stay alive. Get your sound barrier. There you go, pop it. Oh, he didn't even get it off. Okay.
The winds went down, and that means that Nox is going to fall as well. He gets taken out soon, going down. As KongDoo Panthera very aggressively look for this retake. They get rid of the Diva. They might just have it.
Birdring is just going.
Yeah, that's it.
Now Void's able to take down AKM there as well with a lot of help from that Tracer.
Nico needed to play a lot more supportive role there. Like, and they also need to focus down Fissure. Like, sure, you can say Birdring and Rascal did a lot. Yeah, they showed up on the kill feed a hell of a lot. But Fissure was there the entire time, just making sure everyone was in, like, within critical range. So, that's gonna be KongDoo Panthera taking the win. It looked like they just had a really slow start, especially there on University. Once it got to City Center, things opened up a little bit, right? Rogue started playing a lot more deathmatchy, a lot less coordinated, and that happens quite often on City Center, just because of the way that maps like built up. A lot of teams lose that kind of like focus that they had because of the geography of the map. It forces you into like a deathmatchy style. And in that instance, the pharmacy really came up huge. Still though, there are huge weaknesses on the side of KongDoo Panthera. Waka Waka has been dying continually, which it becomes expected, right? Because, well, that's what the dive composition is supposed to do. It's supposed to focus down the supports. But he was going down to Unko on University continually. Yep, that's going to be map 1 for KongDoo Panthera.